Have you ever felt the current of life pulling you along without a clear direction? As though you are moving through the days, responsive to every request, yet losing the sense of your own journey. You may believe the answer lies in more effort, in a new location, or in greater possessions. But ancient wisdom teaches us to look inward, to something far simpler. What if true navigation begins with the gentle power of no? In a world filled with constant noise, where every direction seems to demand a piece of your energy, knowing when to pause can be a profound challenge. A feeling of obligation may arise, a fear of letting others down. You might worry about a path not taken. Yet, when we fail to define our own space, when we say yes to what is not aligned with our inner compass, we allow our life force to become scattered. You permit the world outside to determine the flow of your inner world, which can lead to a quiet draining of spirit, a sense of being out of tune. When your yes is given to everything, your truest yes to yourself remains unspoken. You may find yourself setting aside your own needs, your own deep calling, to quiet the demands of others. But when you begin to say no to the streams that do not feed your river, you create space for the waters that do. You reclaim not your power, but your presence. This is not an act of turning away from the world. It is an act of turning towards your center. For only when your own vessel is full can you truly share with others. So, if you are ready to return to your path, here are 6 insights into how this simple word can help you find your way back to yourself. Number 1. You find the stillness in your own time and space. The most immediate gift of saying no is the return of inner quiet. When you agree to every request, your inner landscape becomes crowded with the agendas of others. Your own path becomes obscured, and you may feel a constant, subtle pressure. But when you begin to choose your commitments with intention, you reclaim your own sacred space. You can then fill your days with what truly nourishes your spirit. This may look like declining an extra task or letting go of a social gathering so you can simply be, allowing yourself to recharge. It is about honoring the rhythm of your own life. One practice is to carve out quiet moments in your day that belong only to you. This is where you set aside time for essential nourishment, for stillness, for meaningful work, for what brings you joy. By establishing this space, you honor your own journey and ensure your well is not running dry. Number 2, you lessen inner friction and cultivate focused action. The practice of saying no can quiet the storms within and allow for a more centered way of being. When you are constantly accepting new currents of energy without giving yourself space to process, it is natural to feel adrift and depleted. But when you begin to gently decline what does not align with your core path, you will discover that the inner turmoil subsides and your ability to act with purpose grows. This happens because you are no longer scattering your life force in countless directions. Instead, you can channel that energy toward the things that truly matter, allowing you to bring your full presence to them. To begin this, it is wise to observe which activities drain your wellspring of energy. It could be taking on too many currents at work, or feeling obliged to please everyone around you. Once you see these patterns with clarity, you can begin to make different choices. This does not mean you refuse everything. It means you choose with great care. Ask yourself, does this truly align with my path? Do I have the inner resources to see it through with integrity? If the answer is not a clear yes, then perhaps it is a time for a graceful no. And when you do so, be clear and compassionate. A simple, thank you for this, but my focus must be elsewhere at this time, is often all that is needed. Number 3, you establish the banks of your own river. Defining these boundaries is essential for a life of harmony and inner peace. When your answer is always yes, you are essentially a river without banks, your energy flowing outward without direction. You allow external forces to dictate your course, which can lead to your own spirit feeling depleted. But when you begin to say no to things that are not true for you, you are creating the riverbanks that give your life shape and strength. You communicate, gently but clearly, that your own current has a direction, and you are honoring its flow. A way to use this simple word is to establish your own inner principles. Perhaps you decide to not commit to things immediately, giving yourself space to feel if they are truly right. Or perhaps you choose only to help when the request is made with respect. Once you have established these principles for yourself, hold to them. Do not let feelings of guilt or external pressure erode the banks you have so carefully built. Remember, you are not building walls to keep the world out. You are simply creating a channel for your own life force to flow beautifully. When you tend to your own river, its waters can then nourish others more deeply. If these ideas resonate with the path you find yourself on, consider becoming part of this community. By subscribing, you join a shared journey of discovery toward a more intentional way of living. Your presence here helps these reflections reach others who might be seeking their own quiet space. We invite you to like this video and share your thoughts, becoming a part of the current. Number 4, you arrive more fully in the present moment. The practice of saying no helps you to inhabit the now. When your awareness is constantly pulled by the currents of work, family, and the world's demands, it is difficult to feel truly here. Your mind is always on the next thing, or drifting in the worries of what may come. But when you begin to release the commitments that do not truly matter, you create mental stillness. This stillness allows you to focus on this very moment. You are able to feel your experiences more deeply and be truly available to the people in your life. One way to practice this is to disconnect from the noise. When you are with those you care for, offer them the gift of your undivided presence. When you are eating, take the time to appreciate the nourishment it provides. And when you are engaged in a task, let your focus be complete. As you begin to unplug from distractions and arrive more fully in the here and now, you will notice a change in your inner state. The winds of anxiety may calm, replaced by a focused presence. You will also find a deeper joy in your experiences, a greater appreciation for the small, profound moments of life. Number 5, you avoid the emptying of your inner well. When the well runs dry, we experience a state of profound exhaustion of body, mind, and spirit. If you continuously say yes to everything, you are setting the conditions for this depletion. You are taking on more water than your well can hold, and eventually, the signs of exhaustion will appear. But when you begin to say no to the things that are not essential to your journey, you can prevent the well from emptying. You are tending to your own spirit and ensuring you do not give more than you have. A simple way to practice this is to honor the need for rest. When you feel the currents of overwhelm rising, take a few moments to step away, walk in nature, listen to quiet music, or share a moment with a friend. These pauses allow your well to refill, so you can return to your path feeling renewed. You can also use this clarity to invite help from others. If you feel burdened by a task, do not be afraid to ask for support. Honoring the flow of shared effort allows the weight to be distributed and prevents any single person from becoming drained. Number 6, you deepen the quality of your connections. Saying no can, in a beautiful way, enhance your relationships. When your yes is given without true intention, you are placing your own needs last. You are always available as a resource for others, but there is no time to nourish yourself. This can, over time, create a subtle distance in your relationships. But when you begin to say no with intention, you create the space to truly show up for the people who matter most. You are investing in your connections from a place of fullness, showing them that when you are with them, you are truly with them. A way to practice this is to be open with the people in your life. Let them know that you are learning to honor your own needs first, so that what you give comes from a place of authenticity. They will feel the truth in this. In fact, by caring for your own inner world, you become a better friend, a more present partner, and a more compassionate human being. A genuine yes, offered from a place of fullness, strengthens bonds in ways an obligatory one never can. The essence of this is that no is not a word of rejection. It is a word of affirmation for your own inner truth. To live a life that flows from your authentic self, you must be willing to turn away from the paths that are not yours. When you do this, you return to your own center and create a clearing for what truly matters. It is not always an easy practice, but it is a worthy one. As you begin to release that which does not serve you, you will find you have more stillness, more clarity, and more focused energy. You will be better able to care for yourself and those around you. So, if you feel a calling to return to your own path, begin with this simple, sacred word. You may be surprised at the profound peace it brings. And so, we come to the end of our reflection. I hope you have found something of value here, and I encourage you to explore this practice in your own life. If you wish to continue this journey of cultivating inner wisdom, your subscription is a quiet commitment to your own growth. It is a way of saying yes to your path. Thank you for sharing your time and presence with me today.